So, welcome back. Right. So, unplugged the potentiometers and I've now plugged the Arduino into the computer. And so now, basically, I've got SimTools open. Now, I don't have the license, like I say, you can see it's the demo mode. But what they've done is they do allow you to use lift for speed with motion. I think that's really good of them, but it means that they've got to have something to offer you when you purchase it. So you need to test it, and this allows you to do so. So right, we've got that. And what I'll do is, before I start live for speed, I'll just quickly show you my interface settings, because I can't go into these once I start the program. So I've got all my settings for my interface, then my axis. Now, because I'm using a car simulation, I have to use sway instead of roll and surge instead of pitch. So when you accelerate, the car kind of makes you feel like you're being pushed into the back of the seat, and then when you brake, you're going forward. That's basically like your pitch, but it's not as violent as on a bike. And then you sway, a bike rolls and from side to side, whereas a car moves laterally, so across the road on a lateral force. It doesn't roll as such. It'll roll a little bit, obviously, but not to the effect of that of a bike. So because the simulation is written for a car, not a bike, those are what we have to really use to actually get any kind of motion. So what I'm going to do, basically these two potentiometers aren't working anymore, system's plugged in. Live for speed lets me use my handlebars, because I'm not using a bloody gamepad. I hate them and I can't use them. So I'm going to open live for speed, get this video done pretty quick. It's just to show, that we can move on. Right. And I want to go full screen. Right, and what I'm going to do is basically make this window a little bit bigger on this side, so you can see a bit more what's going on, because it's not the same as on a bike, so it's going to react a little bit differently. So we're in our car, right, and I can use my foot controls as well, so I'll be gear shift down there. But I'm using the handbrake, not the rear brake, which I could have done, but it's just natural. If I've got a set of handlebars, I'll go for the front brake first. So it's kind of naturalness, Right, so ready to go. Right, like this thing. My Zippo needs refueling. I have to pull into a gas station. That's no good anymore. They got so many preservatives in fluid that you can't even use gas from a gas pump in a Zippo anymore. Right, now you can see as I accelerate, she'll pitch up, and then I brake and she'll dive down. As she shifts gear, it affects your surge. Now this thing's got really shit tyres. You go around the corner at 30 miles an hour and it squeals like a pig. But you get the idea. I mean, obviously my rods are going to be different. You see, look at that. And going over there, I can see the model hobbling a little bit, but you can't see it on the video. But it's just to quickly show you, yeah, it will work with the motion as well, which is the whole thing. And so, yeah, I can do it manually or by motion. And more than anything, it's to test the concept of where I have the mounting point for the frame, for the roll. So I'll be using a universal joint. And so, yeah, this was just to basically show you the concept and give you a bit more of an idea. That it will in fact work. So I'm not riding fast because what I'm trying to do is look at the model as well and make sure it's actually reacting. So I can't wait to get the licenses so I can then actually test it in GP bikes properly, so I've got proper motion. And then it's just a case of getting the funds and building the actual real rig, which I've already got most of the plans done. I know all the components. Yeah, basically I could build the thing in it within a week if I had all the funds and got the parts. See, I can't even go around that corner at about 40 miles an hour. What the hell? What tyres they put on this? Don't get it, really? You can see how it hobbles now on the grass, so that's alright. See, we hit this big stone. That pitched it over a bit. To give you an idea, you've got to remember these servo motors aren't like the full-size motors. I mean, each motor I'll be using is 500 watts, 40 Newton meters, with 2,000 watt power supplies, so 1,000 watt power supply per motor. So it's going to have a lot of grunt and should be able to take most people. But I just wanted to do a quick one, a follow-up from... Seriously, I think they got plastic tyres on this thing. There you are. You can see, principle works. Right, I want to hit that stone. Yeah, that stone sends it a bit squirrely. So it will, you know, all the principle tests, everything has worked so far. The actual frame design will be perfect. And it'll be lightweight and pretty easy to ship as well once it's taken apart, because that's one thing I have to think of as well is, you know, when you design something you've got to think about, yeah, well, I want to get it to the other side of the world. So once again, thank you for watching. Oh yeah, and this one guy on the last video sent me a message saying, I'd have thought that you'd have wanted to lean the opposite way to the curve you're going. Meaning, if I'm going around a right-hand corner, I'm going to want the bike to lean to the left. Since when, dude, does a bike lean left when you're going around a right-hand corner? I would love to see that. In fact, I've had it, but that was after being hit by a bloody great big car. So, no, I don't think that's going to happen. So anyhow, please people, don't send me stupid, and no insult to you mate, but seriously that was absolutely a ridiculous comment. I do know what I'm talking about. I've ridden for over 40 years, and I mean I was 7 years of medical career, and I used to do up to 5,000 miles a bloody week long distance. So you know, I know what I'm talking about. I've worked for Honda, Suzuki on a custom built professionally Harleys for 24 years. I'll go get my numbers fixed up there. Oh no! Ouch! Oh, it just moved. Right, so thank you for watching anyhow people. I'm going to wish you the rest of the Easter day. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Right, where's my off button? Okay, bye. I'm leaning on my throttle.